Who is Jillian Badge? Born Jillian Mann on the 3rd of April 1957, it was clear Jillian was destined for great things. Earning a reputation as a champion swimmer, basketball player, riding instructor, and an award-winning horse breeder, Jillian's life was about to take a turn for the worst. After the tragic scandal involving her father, Jillian found herself in a deep depression. Jillian hit rock bottom after being the subject of a high-profile court case when she was charged with owing over $100,000. No lawyer would represent her, so she took on the case herself. Once again, she proved her talent by winning, and Jillian was back on top. So, where is Jillian Badge now? Who is Jillian today? Now Jillian is a mom, a friend, a socialite, and today she is 60 years old. This is a look into the life of Jillian Badge.
Yeah, well, people often ask where the idea of the video came from, and I tell them, and they don't always believe me, but it actually came out of complete accident, really. Yeah, I was scrolling through the calendar, and I just happened to land on the date of Mum's birthday, and I thought to myself, oh shit.
I overheard Charlie and Hamish talking about Mum's birthday the other day, and I couldn't stand another year of just chocolates and retro Barbies. So when Charlie suggested the video, I thought it was a great idea.
Charlie told me about the movie, and I asked Abby who should go first.
Tammy came up to me the other day and asked me who should be in the video. I said Lexi should go first, considering she is the oldest.
Okay, everyone shut up. Hello, my name's Lexi Badge, and I am the eldest Badge daughter child. And I met Jillian in 1979 on a Wednesday morning when she gave birth to me, and I had been growing inside her for 9 months because I worked out she conceived me around Christmas time. That remind me of Mum are dolls, wallpaper, cardigans, talcum powder, crumpets. That's it. Okay, I think that a typical trait of Mum's is farting only in the bathroom.
What if Mum had a catchphrase, what would it be?
Have you gone to the toilet yet? Okay, well, I don't know if it's a greatest skill because I don't really want to go into that, but I think Mum's very good at combining fruit with meat in a cooking variety. Her famous put a can of fruit salad on top of a roast chicken and cook it. Yeah, or putting bananas in curries, or sultanas in curries. Yeah.
I wrote to Lexi and I told her about the most perfect day I ever had in my life.
What was it?
Well, I can tell you, when I split up from Hans, I took Lexi, in fact, and we went up to Mount Crawford, I think it's Mount Crawford, or Kaipo Forest, and we went out on the horses, and we rode, and the forest was beautiful and green, and we got off, we sat in the grass, and had a lovely time just going up and down, cantering around all the forest. Then we came back, and it was a very pleasant day, and I went swimming in Dad's pool. And I thought, yeah, this is like heaven.
I would like to say to Mum for her birthday, very happy birthday, and well done, and congratulations.
I'm Jillian Badge's reluctant son-in-law.
What does that even mean? You're
reluctant to be
You're reluctant to be me with me?
No, this is cool.
No,
She doesn't want me.
My relationship with Jillian is.
My relationship with Jillian is She's my
Reluctant mother-in-law.
she's my mother-in-law.
De facto.
No, yeah, but it's
Tell
still.
us about a fun moment shared with Mum.
One of the first times we had Christmas, she tried to get me to eat prawns and I didn't want to.
That's a fun memory, is it?
Okay.
A fun memory.
A fun memory with Jillian.
I'm Charlie Badge, and I'm the 6th Badge child. There's this place I go, it's just down the road from here, and basically there's this tree I like to sit in, because it's where I go to think. Really, I write my poetry there, and often while I'm there I just reflect on my life, and I always end up thinking about my mum. And well, yeah, I was there the other day, and I wrote a little poem for her. I write my poetry in the tree, but sometimes, there's just so much out there these days that life just moves so fast that sometimes when I sit in that tree, it just becomes too much. So there's this beautiful garden. I go for a walk and I just smell the flowers, and it really brings me back to nature and what's real in life. And yeah, I would like to show you that garden, and I'd love to read you a poem I wrote about my mum. I've always loved my family, but that comes naturally. As well as God, I thank my mum because she gave that gift to me. She raised me to not worry because life is full of stress. She let me know I would be right as long as I tried my best. I remember church on Sundays, the car smelled like Savalon. That great big van full of kids playing retro songs. Those times are in the past, but not entirely. I see those trips in the van in my whole family. Savalon has changed to Deado, but the music stayed the same. Our choice of music and fear of germs are surely yours to blame.
Okay, I'm Sophie Badge and I'm number 3 from the top. Number 3 on the ladder, as Mum would always say. One thing I would like to say to Mum is that I'm thankful to have her. Okay, what would Mum's most used catchphrase be? Or my favourite one? My most favourite catchphrase from Mum would be, I'll worry about that tomorrow, from Gone with the Wind. What is my favourite thing to do with Mum? Oh my god, there's so many things. But is shopping one? Because I don't know, that's cheating. I guess because Mum is such a fun person, she'll justify anything that you want to buy, so I guess, that's definitely my favourite thing to do with Mum. Well, I'll always remember Mum taking Charlotte and I to the Piccadilly cinemas to see Pocahontas when it first came out, and I don't know, it was just one of the funnest days of my life, I think. No one was in the cinema, and it was just really relaxing, and I just got to have a lot of one-on-one time with Mum. Also, Pocahontas is a really good film, one of Disney's best. One thing that Mum has taught me is that if it's very, in life it's that fine line between pessimism and optimism, but if you keep on the optimistic side, things will go your way. So, when do I miss Mum the most? It's definitely in those around 12 o'clock at night when I know that she would be awake reading her book, and if I was, to be worried about anything, all I have to do was walk past her and, just see that she was awake, and so I feel like I can go off and, be alright with things because Mum's still awake. So yeah, definitely, midnight.
So my name is Christopher Badge. I first met Jillian in the early 90s, I think, at a horse show for Caspian horses down at Strathalbyn. She had Caspian horses there and I had Caspian horses there, and that's how we met. Well, the funny thing about it is that I nearly met her when she was a teenager. We had a house at Middleton, a holiday house. Anyway, I was there one day and down the railway line comes a horse. No rider, the reins dragging on the ground. I caught the horse. I thought any minute someone will come down the railway line with their clothes all torn and covered in dust to retrieve the horse. But no one came. And I had to go somewhere else. I waited a fair while. Then in the end I tied it up to the fence and went off and did what I had to do. Turns out this was Jillian's horse and I chucked her off. Because they had a holiday house at Surfers, which is a beach just down from Middleton.
Go for the day. Anyway, I was down by Middleton Beach where there were cliffs, and Chippy, who often did, funny enough, butt me off and do funny things, but I was close to the ground so it didn't scare me, when I nearly got killed off possum. It's because he was low to the ground. I didn't really care about getting bucked off him. It's quite sad really for me. So he bucked me off down the bottom of the cliffs. He scrambled up the cliffs, which you wouldn't believe that he could have done, and he was on the loose. Your father had a holiday house, if you will, at Middleton. So we were at Surfers, he was at Middleton. And the horse probably was going to go home, as they do, horses do, find their way home. And he found Chippy on the side of the road, and he looked around for a rider, and he couldn't find anyone, because I was down the bottom of the cliffs, you see, I was down on the beach, which he obviously wouldn't have thought. He probably would have looked around the paddocks, you know, and I was down on the beach. So he tied Chippy up to the railway line. I didn't know, but I went looking for my horse, of course, and I eventually looked up on the road, and there he was tied up to the railway line. Now, what would it have been, 20 years later or something like that? Oh no, I would have been 14, so, oh well, I would have been 35 when I met your father, and then he was saying, oh, I had a place at Middleton, and we used to go down there, and one day I found a little dark brown pony and no rider, and I tied it up to a railway line. And I said, well, that was my horse, because I got bucked off on the beach and I couldn't find him. When I found him, he was tied up to the railway line.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think I was living at the house on Fullerton Road.
Yeah.
And she was still living out at Fairview Park. And she came to visit, and we had coffee, and then I think I said to her, well, let's get the show on the road.
Okay.
We were married in 92 when I was living on Fullerton Road, and prior to that she'd moved into the house with her 5 children, because I had a big house there, it had 6 bedrooms, and I was living there by myself, so there was plenty of room for them.
Okay. I don't know, where did you go on your first date with Mum?
Oh, I think to a Caspian Society meeting. You know, we used to have meetings for the Caspian Society. This was a particular breed of horses. In those days, the family had a holiday place up at Gumaraka where they bred the Caspian ponies, and we used to go up there most weekends and play horses. What's her greatest skill? Oh, I think in organising things, I think.
What do you appreciate about Mum?
Oh, well, she's very concerned about the family, and I am too. And a lot of people are not very good at family. They're not very family oriented, they're all very bloody selfish. Me, me, me. But Jillian's very conscious of the family and their responsibilities, and I am too. And she was really good at sales. She wasn't that good at buying, but she was very good at selling. Got on well with the customers. Happy birthday, Jillian. Many happy returns. Is she turning 60 this year or only 59?
Okay, Mum's greatest skill would be definitely her ability to rally the troops. I don't know whether just comes sheerly from having so many children and having to do that all the time, but she can definitely get you going and get passion into you to move forward and get going with things. Get on with it, as she was saying.
A happy moment I've shared with Jillian recently was when I first told her I was pregnant with Leo, and she was super excited, and she said if I needed any help, obviously she was the one to go to because she had 9 children, but in the past, many happy moments. All I can remember is chips and cheesels around the pool and roast chicken and so much swimming.
I'm Charlie Badge, and I'm the 6th Badge child. If Mum had a catchphrase, it would probably have to be, I'm Mum. I'm Mum. A mum-only trait is having a house filled with dolls and books. I don't know anyone else who is more comfortable with a couch full of books, a hallway full of books, and a million little eyes staring down at you wherever you go in a house. It's got to be a mum-only trait. And I don't see her reading that often. No, I'm joking. My favourite thing to do with Mum is I love when Mum is speed talking or something and we make fun of her. It's not really making fun of her, because I love when she's speed talking and we get in on the joke and she goes with it, because she just, we'll be driving along and then she'll be talking a mile a minute, look at that, I used to have one of those, look, see that, did you see that man over there, oh my god, did you see that person just cut me off? And then we start doing it, and then she starts doing it as well, because she knows, I don't know if she knows I'm paying her, but she at least gets in on the joke. And that time that she even made a song while we were doing it.
Go, come.
How do we hold it?
No, I invented it.
Go, come on, everyone try to go, come on. A fun moment I have with Mum, and I don't know why this is a fun moment to me, but I remember she was taking me to uni once when I was doing the foundation course. This was 2 years ago, and we had recently been having this fight about something, and we were writing letters to each other, because the first letter whoever sent it was supposed to be this is how I feel, obviously you don't get where I'm coming from, so this is what I'm trying to say. And then it was taken the wrong way, so the letters kept going. It was really stupid, but anyway, but we weren't talking, but we were talking to each other. So she was taking me to uni, and it was a really silent car trip or something, and then she said something, and then I said something, and then we somehow patched it up. And the reason it's a fun moment for me is because I remember it being a really sincere moment where if something nasty was going to be said, it was going to be said, and maybe a few things did get said, but ultimately, it was raw truth or whatever that ended up showing that, that it was, that we ended up patching it up kind of thing. So I guess it's a rare Badge moment where an argument resolved itself there and then, and we hugged it out by the end of the car trip. And, I remember she said, I do love you or something, and I was like, well, I love you too.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth Badge and I'm the 8th child. A fun moment shared with Mum would probably be every time her favourite song comes on the radio and I mimic her dance movements to pay her out, but it ends up being a fun thing. My favourite thing to do with Mum would probably be maybe looking at jewellery, probably, because I probably get my interest of jewellery and rings and things like that with her. And also it's always fascinating to hear Mum's knowledge of everything. She's just got such a good memory. She's like Google. She would just tell you this amazing story about this one little thing, and you would not have expected that to come from Mum. A typical mum-only trait would probably have to be having as many dolls as she does, or having as many children as she does. Dolls counts children.
What is Mum's greatest skill? Well, probably being a mum, because she's had lots of practice at it.
Mum's greatest skill is probably actually no doubt being a mum. That would have to be a greater skill.
I've only got paid for that skill, but something that will always remind me of mum is the smell of saffron, I think, because it always reminds me of going to church on a Sunday. The smell of saffron puts me back in that spot.
Okay. Something that reminds me of mum, probably, there's a few things. There's like this certain smell that reminds me of mum, and I can't really describe it, but I can only assume that it was one of her perfumes. And I just remember like always in the morning it would smell like that. And probably the smell of things like Savlon and like and the smell of like red lipstick.
Mum has taught me a million things, a million small little things, like, you know, the best, anything from the best, like, you know, detergent to buy at the supermarket kind of thing, to, you know, random things about African culture in Saudi Arabia. You know, she taught me a million things like that, but I think probably the most important thing Mum has taught me is how to get along in a big family. Even if she didn't teach it to me, she gave it to me, because way like, I know someone said, I remember, because during this movie someone said that Mum's parenting style was always very loose, like she had her kids in bed by 7 and no son.
My mum has taught me to be gracious and she's taught me how to like get along with people by putting me in such a big family, and being like the second youngest, you've got to really like know how to get along with people, because I mean, I'm not the youngest, so I don't get away with everything, but I'm also not like the oldest, so you kind of gotta like, I don't know, you just gotta know like how not to push people's temperaments unless you're in a fight and you want to. Unless you're looking to piss them off. But yeah, you know, like just like getting along with everyone, I guess.
So one thing Mum has taught me was, she taught me the badge way and the importance of family, and that as long as you have a good family and like caring family kind of thing, as long as that structure is in place, another structure doesn't really matter.
One thing that Auntie Jill has taught me is that family is really important and to stick with everyone, and she always encompasses people around her and brings them in, and I think that's just a fantastic trait to have. Something that reminds me of your mum, Auntie Jill, is, let me think, just a lot of noise and chaos, but in a really good way. So there's always people and love, and that's what I really like a lot.
No, that's a really good one. That's what I was thinking of, like, we haven't answered these ourselves.
Haven't you? Yeah. Because honestly, I love that. I've always said I want a big family and I love noise and chaos, and part of that is growing up with the Badgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just me and my brother, and then we'd come and there'd be like 5 of these kids, and then there's like another 4 at Hazelwood Park, and you know, it's fantastic.
Something that reminds me of Mum is, oh God, that's hard. Everything reminds me of Mum. I think I'm a little bit obsessed with Mum myself, so that is really hard. I don't know if I can answer that one. Sorry.
If it was relating to me, she calls me by my first name, Joanne. Joanne. It's never Joe, it's always Joanne. Joanne. That's just relating to me because she likes to call people by their proper names. I'm not paying you out, Auntie Jill, I promise. I love you.
Maybe that one?
Oh, well, she's an only child, and she suffered from that, really. If there was trouble in the family, she had no one to talk to about it. Her parents had died, she didn't get on with one of her cousins, and the other one committed suicide. There was nobody to talk to, and that was very difficult for her.
I think it's both. I think what I love and appreciate most about Auntie Jill is that really, you know, we all have faults and things, and we all have things that people can, you know, we all have weaknesses and strengths, and I think her strength is she's always been there for her kids to the best that she can be, and I think that's all one can ask of oneself, and she's done a really amazing job, because look at the kids. Like, no, honestly, that is from the bottom of my heart. She's done a fantastic job. I'm deadly serious.
Jillian, my relationship with her. Well, I married her first cousin, Auntie Jet, and I first met her out at Uncle Coog's and Auntie Beth's place. Back in the days when she didn't have any children or anything as far as looking after babies. So, yeah, that's my relationship with her right from the start. Jillian's greatest skill, talking.
It is, right? It is.
The long conversation.
Talking. Yeah, she's always been a great chatter. When I used to go out to Uncle Coog's and Auntie Beth's, I didn't know the family that well, but Jilly always grabbed me and went upstairs, and we used to go and watch videos and movies. And that kept me out of mischief.
It's a fun moment you share with Jillian.
Well, probably watching movies together.
Yep.
And we've been out to a lot of good restaurants and had a lot of good times, shared a lot of favourable times in both her marriages.
A typical mum only trait, something atypical mum would be the fact that no one ever wants to walk away from a conversation with mum. And I think, you know, I think that can be to mum's detriment sometimes, because I think people are just fascinated by her. But I think, yeah, it's her greatest asset, but I think it's probably her greatest downfall, because she gets drained by people, because people become a little bit, like, I don't know, attached to her, obsessed a little bit, fascinated by her.
Yeah.
She's got a big fan base.
We have been great friends, and we worked it out since Sophie and Brianna started school at Seymour, and they were 3.5 years old. So take that off the age and you'll know how long we've been great friends. I've had lots of fond moments with Jill. I have to say, each time I see her, we just talk and talk and talk and laugh and laugh and laugh. Probably like one of the best moments I have is actually with Charlie and Hamish when they were christened, or I became godparent. And to my great shame, I've been the worst, but it was just, I really loved it. And I've got the photo of the boys in their kilts up on my mantelpiece.
Like to say to mum?
Just that I love her, and I have told her that. I say, oh Jill, I love you. I've really enjoyed our friendship, and the best thing I think about our friendship is that we cannot see each other for at least 2 years, and then just chat, catch up on those years, and talk about our children. I love the fact that I can be frank with Jill, and that and that she accepts me exactly for who I am and what I am, and I feel the same about Jill. I accept her totally exactly as she is. And I'd like to wish you all the best on your birthday, Jill. 60 years, wow, what a milestone. And I'm a bit older than you, I'm 61. But I hope you have a really great day, and I hope you have a fabulous year and life to come.
Today you need your umbrella. One or the other. It's like the April used to be in the old days.
I know your mum as a neighbour who drives by, and it's always good to say hello to her. And sometimes it can even be 5 times a day. And she always waves. Yep.
What do you appreciate most about mum?
Her kindness, yeah, her genuineness and her kindness, yeah.
My birthday's in April. Yeah, and I was married for the first time in April. So, coming up, don't talk about it.
What is one thing you'd like to say to Mum on her birthday?
Yeah, happy birthday, Jillian, and I hope your children spoil you, and I hope you have a great birthday.
Hi, my name's Hamish. I'm a 7th batch child. My favourite thing to do with Mum is to watch movies because she loves her movies. And maybe she just writes on down. I miss Mum the most when she disappears to the library for 3 hours and no one knows where she went.
About a catchphrase?
It's not about a catchphrase. It'd be just like a restaurant.
Well, like a restaurant. I think perhaps better.
Something that reminds me of Mum is dolls. Typical Mum on the tray is looking before leaving. Something that Mum has taught me is good manners, to be polite and to be myself. A fun moment I had with Mum was going to the Bliss Temple with her. The thing I love most about Mum is she's caring, she's not boring, and she's open-minded. I think we're really similar, and yeah, we get along really well when we do get along. You're a really strong person, talkative. She tells me that she's shy, but she's not like at all. Maybe she struggles with social situations, but it just goes to show that she's a very strong person because that is her skill, being able to talk and being social and being strong. It's always cared so much for me, like, take me to all my appointments, and always had so many appointments that she obviously cared so much about sorting me out. I love you. One thing I'd like to say to Mum for her birthday is I love you. Happy birthday.
I miss Mum the most when it's really late at night and she's asleep, because sometimes when I feel like I miss Mum, I'm always around, I'm always at home, so or always heading home or something, or I could call her. There's rarely an opportunity, there's rarely a time that I can't get in contact with Mum. So the time I miss Mum the most is when I am up really late studying, because she's asleep, and like sometimes if I want to see Mum, I'll just walk into the kitchen and then just leave again, and then it's kind of just to be like, that's what Mum is doing. But when she's asleep, it's really late at night. That's when I miss Mum the most, because she's there, but I can't see her, whatever. I miss Mum the most really late at night when she's asleep.
I probably miss Mum the most when I'm not with her, but like when I haven't been with her, like I've stayed at someone's house or something, and then she calls me, or I call her, and then that moment where she's saying bye 1,000 times and I'm saying bye 1,000 times, and then I kind of get annoyed and I want to hang up, and then I end up hanging up, but then after that I kind of miss her, because like then she's not on the phone to her anymore, and I was annoyed, but now I just miss her.
What do I love the most about Mum? The thing I love the most about Mum is the fact that she's always a mum, like no matter what. Like, I can't imagine if I had a parent who also had some kind of like business job, who, you know, I might be talking to her about something that you talk to your mum about, and then like she's like, oh, I gotta rush because I gotta go to a meeting, or sorry, I've got to take this call. Mum's never been like that, you know? I mean, even when she had the shop, like that was her working, she was good at that, but ever needed anything mum related, just walk in there and be like, she would be there. The thing I love the most about Mum is that she's a really good mum.
I think I appreciate Mum's humour, what she's taught me. I appreciate the life that she's like given me, and I appreciate her generosity in that she often, like, she puts everyone first, and like she's got so many kids, but she puts every single one of them before herself.
What I would like to say to Mum on her birthday is that she's given me a really good life, and even if she can't see it all the time, I think she has a really good life, and that I might say sometimes that you're crazy, but secretly I wouldn't want you saying it. So.
I would like to say, one thing I would like to say to Mum is happy birthday, and that I really hope that you enjoy this video that Charlie especially has been working really hard on, and I want you to know that I love you very much, and that I know sometimes I don't really show it, but I do really care for you, and I know respect is a big thing for you, and I do respect you a lot and all that you've done, and somehow you always make things work in our advantage. I don't know how you do it, but everything always seems to work out, and that's what I thank you for.
My relationship with Jillian, she is the mother of my best friend Elizabeth that I've known for 6 years. My birthday message. Happy birthday, Jillian. You have always been the best second mum in the world. You are honestly the most brightest lady I've ever met, and a really good mum. Best mum ever. A fun moment I share with Jillian. I love in the kitchen when we debate about issues that are going on in the world. Also, I love telling her about my overseas experiences because, you know, she's always interested in what I have to say, and yeah, it's beautiful. Something that reminds me of Jillian, the library. Definitely. Hiring DVDs. I always look at a good DVD and think Jillian would love this. I'll look in the newspaper, I'll think of Jillian. Whenever I come here, I think of Jillian.
Hi, my name is Abby, and I'm the 9th child. Hi,
I'm a ninth child.
Hi, my name is Abby, and I am the 9th child. If Mum had a catchphrase, it would have to be, have you been to the toilet yet? Mum's greatest skill is talking. She's a good talker. Fun moment shared with Mum is when we go to Spotlight together. It's fun because Mum doesn't really know how to do any of those stuff, but she does get quite into it and like choosing all the materials and like, oh, I can make this for you, and she gets really into it, and it's quite fun to go there with Mum, and we go for quite a long time. She looks at all the magazines, so that's fun. Was a typical mum-only trait? A typical mum-only trait is, I don't know, maybe farting only in the toilet? She doesn't, yeah. Maybe, what does Mum else do? Typical mum, going to church on Sunday. She always goes to church on Sundays. But no, everyone does that. Okay, think of something. It's getting hard in here. Out here. What does Mum do? Well, Mum makes things. How do you typical mum trait? Typical mum only trait is when she smells oils and smells things, she smells them and then like pulls her nose away and then smells them like 5 times and then goes, oh. And it's really funny, and I filmed her a few times. So.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a typical mum only trait.
Where do I start? So Mum is a very passionate person. She's kind of this very worldly person that knows a lot of knowledge, and she's good at sports. My favourite thing is probably to dance and sing with my mum and to have a hug. Crazy food. She'll stick pineapple in everything, from a roast chicken to a sandwich to a toasty. I remember that Mum used to just make dinners out of whatever was in the fridge, and for a long time she was vegetarian, so that meant crazy concoctions from vegetables in the fridge. Okay, a catchphrase for my mum, from Mum. Oh, just buy it, come on, you deserve it, just buy it, just buy it. You've got money, you work, just buy it. Another catchphrase of hers is, just check, have you checked, have you checked, have you checked, have you checked? Achoo, 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 achoo. Like the 50 billion sneezes. The other thing I remember of Mum is always doing water ballet in the pool. We used to have hours of fun in the pool. She always made me laugh. Something that reminds me of Mum is singing in the car. Whenever I sing, and Matt says, oh, I love when you sing, and I think, oh, well, my mum taught me that.
You can take nothing but the mighty queen.
I miss Mum the most when I'm alone in the car and singing. The other thing that always reminds me of I miss Mum is when the Hey Lady, You Lady song comes on. And actually that came on today at Elizabeth Shopping Centre, and I had to stand there and listen to it and think of my mum a bit.
Yes, I am mother-in-law of my beautiful Charlotte.
And I am a father-in-law of Charlotte.
Jillian, it was through Charlotte. So when Matthew and Charlotte, they started to see each other. And this was beautiful experience.
I met her first time, and when Matthew shift to Charlotte, yes, and start living together.
It's a lot of very good moments. So we had a lot of. So I generally, and today as well, it was lovely. We were sitting and talking about our family, children, connection, and it was very lovely.
Oh, I don't meet very often Jillian, but so far I think we are going well.
For me, I love Jillian because she's mother of 9, and this is for me something special.
I cannot disagree with it. I agree with it, like Ivona said.
We love to be together with Jillian and actually wish her all the best and all her work through the years, and having such beautiful old children, it's very awarding.
What I can say, I wish her that all the kids keep together, and when it comes to time, they look after Mom, and they make a good, nice family, and Mom will be proud of them.
One of my earliest and most fondest memories is driving to school in the Volvo. So I would always be in the back facing out, that's another story. But I distinctly remember singing to the Carpenters on the way to school and on the way home from school. They were always good times. The ride home from Seymour to Modbury was always a good time.
My favourite thing to do with Mum is when Mum takes me to school, we talk in the car. We talk and we don't really talk for a long time, but I talk about I don't know, something boring about Teen Wolf or about school or something like that. Or I ask her about something and she doesn't really answer me because it's early in the morning and stuff. I'm like, oh, because I'll be looking at my phone and be like, oh, this is so annoying. I just found out that this happens in Teen Wolf, and she'll be like, oh really? And she'll just ask me all these sci-fi questions that I'll over-explain and she won't understand, but it'll be funny. And I know I like doing stuff like that with Mum because you don't talk for a very long time, but you talk and it's fun. She taught me not to worry about races or anything, like running races, because no one remembers the person that comes last.
Another thing that Mum taught me was that no one ever remembers second, so I have a massive fear of coming second.
And that was helpful because my sports day was yesterday and I was like, oh, I'm losing, no one's gonna remember me. that came second. Someone might remember me. Fell over. I miss Mum the most when I'm staying at someone's house, not houses. I miss Mum the most when I'm staying at someone's house and I like see something, like a doll or like, I don't know, like a blanket or something that would remind me of Mum, and I'll be like, hey, that would remind me of Mum. I don't know what I'd say, but I know. I miss Mum when like I see something and it reminds me of her, but she's not there.
I miss Mum the most when I'm not feeling well. I'm sick or I'm just feeling flat. I miss Mum the most when I'm getting excited about my birthday and things like that, and getting excited about other people's birthday, or when Matt pays me out about always demanding too many presents. I think my mum would never do that. She would always buy me lots of presents. Well, we were at 105 Smart Road, and it was my birthday, and I really loved the way that Mum would always put our birthday presents at the end of our bed. And this one particular birthday, she got me this massive yellow teapot, and it was like a house and you could put things in it. That was just amazing. I still have that very fond memory of my birthday.
Yeah, sometimes we used to go shopping, but mostly she was only young, and I used to have a little mini Miner, and then she would say, you know, can we go for a drive? and I said, well, we have to go through all the names to make sure that it's going to be okay, like, you know, because it was Annie, Beth, Uncle Coog, Mum, and Grandpa, and you know, relatives across the road. And I was thinking, God, it'd be my luck for something bad to happen, but it never did. It never did, and that's one of the things that stick in my mind, that I used to get in the mini Miner, and then I said, do you want to go over to the airport and have a look at the planes? And she said, oh yeah, so I want to go and see the planes. So we went over to the airport, and I probably would have been maybe 17 or 18.
Yeah.
I would think.
We was grand.
I can't remember. I really can't remember the actual. But I used to have a driver's license and a little mini Miner. I know that.
Yeah.
And then she used to get in the car and off we'd go.
That's good.
And our shopping centre, or you know, over to the airport. And, yeah, so it was.
And
you know, I used to be very good to you.
Oh, and I know Mum
drove you to the airport.
Yeah. Where was I going?
And then
where was I going? I didn't go far.
Yeah, she was a fun person. She was a fun person. Mostly, well, as we got older, I think we both got a little bit more mature, and you know, this was and this and that and that. But as a teenager, and with Jilly, it was absolutely the best time of my life. And she was just, you know, I even had to have a bath with her. She's a little 3-year-old, and so can I come and have a bath with you? And I went, okay. I used to go along with everything.
Yeah.
With everybody.
Yeah.
And I still do.
I looked after you. And you give me samples. I remember that you gave me things to take home, or I would have been only so small.
She was just the most beautiful little girl when we were growing up, and I used to look after her and take her here, there and everywhere. And then when I got a driver's licence, I used to put her in the car and off we'd go. And yeah, and it does, it makes you sad. I'm the one that I got tested.
Instead of a cat or a dog, you know how they test them in the lab? I was like the live tester, eyes all swollen. Oh, that one
See
was...
photos.
Oh.
Like, it takes you back.
Oh, yes. I wish I was back there.
Oh, stop it. You got a beautiful husband.
I wish that all these photos that I've got at home, here, I just wish that I could go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be, hard.
Yeah.
But you've got beautiful memories.
Oh, good lords.
Well,
Yes.
you know, we really did have a good life, didn't we?
Yes, I think right up to the age of 10, my life was fairly uncomplicated, really. Do you know one memory I do have? When you were expecting Simon, I remember very clearly staying with you and watching the show, The Littlest Hobo. Remember about that Alsatian dog that never had a home? And this is, I can't believe it. You made me Vita Wheat biscuits with Vegemite on them. We sat up and watched The Littlest Hobo. Now, in those days, you didn't seem to have drinks with anything like now. You think, I had a Coke with them. I don't think
I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on.
Hi, I'm Di. So I've known Jillian since, I've known Soph since I was 12. So how long is that? You have to tell me. But it's been a while. So it's been a long time. Fun moment is probably all the chats we've had. Anytime I've come round, we've sat down and had amazing conversations that have lasted forever, and we've had laughs, and all those times have always been full of advice, comedy. The whole thing's just been amazing, so those are all fun moments. My birthday message is happy birthday. I hope you had an amazing day, and sending you much love.
Jillian is Charlie's mum to me, but more than just Charlie's mum. It's been a relationship that's spawned over 3 years to 4 years, and through all of those times there's been more than many home-cooked family dinners, which I've been lucky enough to join and have with my friends and, well, now second family as well. And something that just reminds us, or reminds myself of Jillian, is the same thing that I see in Charlie, is the constant get up and strive of just to do, and not just her own thing, but the thing she sees fit and set for everyone else around her as well. And that's what I think about Jill. Happy birthday, Jill!
I appreciate Jillian's cooking and her sense of humor. I want to say happy birthday, Jillian. Hope you have a really good one. And 50's, not as bad as 60 or 70. So. She's 60's not as bad as 60's not as bad as 70.
Jillian's my girlfriend's mother. I've known her for about a year now, and I feel like we have quite a good relationship. We get along well. Lots of fun. Something that reminds me of Jillian would be every time I look at a piece of almost antique and rare jewelry, anytime I'm talking about buying and selling, it's what reminds me of Jillian. Just her passion for the coins, the jewelry, it's great. A fun moment that Jillian and I have spent together would be all the time we spent discussing collecting our coins, jewelry and antiques. It's good to find a passion that we both share and something we can both work together with, and it's good to have that sort of relationship, so I really appreciate it.
My relationship with Mrs. Badge is she's my best friend Charlie's mother. I've known Mrs. Badge for going on 6 years now, and the first time I ever met her, I had been to Charlie's house for something about a week previously, and had decided to leave some clothes there. So I went back and Charlie was like, hey, just come straight through, door should be unlocked. It's all good, man. So I did that, opened the door, ran through, got my clothes out the back, and a certain dog decided he didn't want me there, and he bit me. And as I was screaming, Mrs. Badge came running out. So you could say the first time I met Mrs. Badge was, I didn't actually meet her. So a happy moment we shared was last year we went to the Brewery Lights down at the West End. We had a great night. It was myself, Charlie, Hamish, Elizabeth, Abby and Mrs. Badge. It was really nice to spend some time with them all because I live up in Queensland now, so it's hard for me to get down to Adelaide. And it was really, really nice to have some, good quality time with everyone. My birthday message from Mrs. Badge is I hope she has a fantastic day. I hope she's got everyone around her. I'm really sorry I can't be there, but if everyone looks their right, better just cut on that.
Is a quiet suburban area. It's well known for its schools, and the residents around here are quite familiar with the shops you see behind me. But behind these shops, there's a dark secret that's been plaguing a Mitchum family for the last decade. See, in this very ordinary house, the people who live here are experiencing something very unordinary. For the last 10 years, something or someone has been living among the members of this household. This faceless entity has continuously plagued this family. Until now, this faceless entity has committed crimes such as moving keys, money, and the most heinous crime of all, even once blocking the toilet. Older generations who have been victimized by this entity have passed down legends, with the only lead being a man named Bill, who supposedly lives on this very street. But upon investigation, we found that there was no such Bill living on this street, nor was there one in the metropolitan area. After hours of investigation, we were able to track down the culprit of these crimes. He agreed to speak with us due to the nature of the movie, but he requested his identity be hidden.
I met Jillian 10 years ago, but she hasn't met me. I like to mess up the house and hide her things. She always blames her kids. I have 2 messages. Happy birthday, and I took your Flybuys card.
Mobile Depot?
Oh, hi, is this Ronnie?
Yes?
This is Charlie Badge, you know Jillian's son?
Oh, yeah, are ya?
Yeah, hey, how you going?
Still standing?
Yeah, that's the way. Do you have a minute?
At a minute, I'm really asleep.
Mum's 60th birthday is coming up.
Your mum?
Yeah, our mums. Anyway, it's her 60th birthday, and we're making her this like a little video, and we're making her a video, and I was just wondering if I could like interview you over the phone to be in it.
Me?
Yeah, you.
How would you do that?
Well, like for example, I'll just start recording this conversation, and then I'll ask you some questions, and then I'm gonna put it in a movie that we're making her.
Really? Ask me many questions you like.
So, how do you know our mum?
First cousin. Well, basically we used to go over there probably once every 12 months. Because your mother, Beth, was my father's sister. Did you know that? You listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. Our grandparents was Harold Carrison from Mount Gambier, and his wife was, you'll know his wife was. But what happened is, Harold Carrison moved to Cheltenham, within Court there. The family home's still there.
Okay.
Still knows where the family home is. And Harold Carrison, which is now buried in Port Road in the Cheltenham Cemetery, he had 4 children. My father, Elva, Murder, Beth, which is Jill's mother. And my mother was working in South Australia as a nurse and met my father. And then my mother was from here, and that's why my father come back here to Bedstone. That's how it happened. Yes, and the Carrisons come from Port MacDonald in where Mount Gambier is. And you know, Jeanette? Yeah, Jeanette is Elva's daughter. Jeanette had a brother named Raymond, and he died of a heart attack probably 10 years ago. Every now and again, yeah, why I don't know. Charlie, I'm not very intelligent as far as telling stories are concerned. As we grew grew up, we all lived different lives, didn't we? Yeah, and all I know is Jill got married to Hans and they had 5 children and that fell apart, and married Chris Badge and had another 4 children.
Yeah, that's us.
Well, I won't mention you, Charlie, but yeah.
Do you remember, like, what's your earliest memory with her?
When she was 4 or 5.
And what was that memory of her? How did you meet her?
Oh, that's an impossible question.
What's a fond moment? Like, what's a good moment you have with our mum?
Beg your pardon? A good one?
A good moment, like a memory that you guys have together.
Oh, I just remember when I lived in Torrance Road there in Cheltenham.
Alright, how about this? What's your birthday message for mum on her birthday?
Speak up, Charlie. When is Jill's birthday?
It's not for 3 weeks.
What's the date?
Her birthday's on the 3rd of April.
The 3rd of April, and Jill's 60. God, for God's sake. The years are going, aren't they? Years are going. Our years are nearly over. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. That's the facts of life. We're like a sheep. We're only going through this world, unfortunately. Hang on, answer your questions. Okay, happy birthday, Jillian. 60 years of age, where's all the time gone to? At least you got 9 children.
Well, anyway, I'll let you go.
You're a wonderful son. Righto then, thank you.
Yeah, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Please insert this too.